So this is where I began day 2. You'll see these are the sections where we have the mountains, then we have the green, and then the foreground with the reflection of the sky. I wasn't particularly pleased with the mountains. However, I was going to focus the first section of my day on creating the trees. Here I'm actually stitching so that I can gather the fabric to create some visual texture.
Oh, like the women that used to swallow into the depression and use flour sacks and use old shirts and use whatever. Yeah.
So after I've gathered the fabrics, pulling the bobbin thread, I was able to stitch it again, stitch it down so it laid a little bit flatter. You can actually see that here in this picture. I like it. It's a great little texture. I used multiple batiks for this because I needed some browns and various shades of green. You can see them here in the different sections after I have gathered them and done some stitching to try to keep them down. Some of the fabric I've kept gathered very tightly because I wanted to see what the texture was like and how it would go onto the green. This first row of trees in the background, they're very flat, but they do have a texture to them. I like how they look in the background, especially the pop with the bright green in the front. Here's the layout of some of what I was thinking about as I was playing with creating the potential tree pieces. So after a little bit of time working on the trees, I was laying it out and I was playing more and noticing I didn't really like the way the mountains looked against the reference photo. The mountains were too light, they didn't have enough contrast. I thought, let's rummage through the fabric that I have. I was able to find some fabric that would give me some darker tones. Let's try those. This is where I have pinned the new fabric on top of the other mountains. You'll see on the left-hand side, I'm trying to keep the light mountain texture or the middle mountain texture visible, and I continue to play with it. If I step back, it looks a little bit better, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to continue to play with that. I was still working on separate pieces. I was still working on the mountains, one set of mountains and then another, but I needed to place it in context with the foreground and the green. So I was playing with that and seeing what it would look like. because I needed to see the pieces working together, this is where I have set the mountains. I have started to add the trees. I am enjoying that much more than the original layout because there's definitely a distinction and a contrast between the trees and the mountains. So I continued to play with it, move around, sewed some of the mountain fabric down, did some more pinning for the tree fabric, stepped away, came back into the room and looked at it, got really close to it, moved some stuff around, and I sort of hit a bit of a wall. I wasn't sure how it was going, what I needed to work on. At this point, to be honest with you, I knew I was at a point where I needed to stop working on it because I was going to do something that I might regret. Please remember, these are all sections. The White Mountain on the left, the center mountains, and the right mountains with the sky above it, and the foreground, those are all separate pieces. So I'm still trying to figure out how to put it together. So I pressed pause and moved on to something else.